Everyone, this is Hope from Pros Before Bros. This is the second installment to my book haul extravaganza. I don't know what you want to call it. My book haul videos. This is for June. I don't really have a big list, so it's going to be fairly quick to go through. I'm so tired, and I've taken literally 2 showers today, and I still feel sweaty and gunky. Ugh, I hate this. So last week in Cincinnati, I think the highest we got was like 73 degrees. And now we're approaching the 90s. I went out this afternoon and it was freaking 100 degrees in my car. Like literally that's what the dial said, and I'm like, you freaking kidding me. So, after I get done with this, I'm going to go take my third shower of the day and pray to God that I get some sleep without like dying of heat stroke. But anyways, we're just going to jump right into this. So I do have, let's see, 6 books. The first book I have on my list was actually a book that I saw. I think it was on Chelsea's, what was it, her Twitter account maybe? Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Read, she posted about this. Somebody sent her this book, and I was like, oh, that kind of looks good. So I went ahead and picked it up as well, and it is the book Virtually Yours, and it's by Sarvinas Tosh. I hope I said that right. As you can tell, it's got a very glossy cover, so you can't really see too well. But it follows the story of an NYU college freshman by the name of Miriam, and she hasn't dated anyone in 5 months. She just recently came out of a very serious relationship, and she is trying to get back into the dating scene, so she signs up to do a dating website. And it turns out I guess it's kind of like Tinder. I don't know. I didn't meet my husband on Tinder, so I really don't know how Tinder works, but apparently you swipe and pick people. Kids, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. If you guys know, you could tell me in the comments below. But anyways, so she is paired up with another guy and her ex-boyfriend, and it turns out they're both compatible to her. So she is trying to work out all that fun jazz and trying to figure out who would be the most suitable person to end up with. So, yeah, I'm really excited about reading that. It sounds like it is going to be an interesting book. The second book that I picked up is actually a book that everybody has been talking about, and this should be no surprise. Is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Looks like that. And on the back it says, what happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales? I am so for this. So for this. I am a huge sucker for anything involving Wales, especially Prince Harry. Oh my god, he's a sight for sore eyes. But anyway, I picked this up because a lot of people have been talking about it, and it's got queer representation, which I absolutely adore. Really wanted to read it for June, but I never got a chance to sit down and actually dive into it. So this is going to be one of my summer reads. Really excited about it. The next book is actually another recommendation of Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads. I need to stop watching her vlogs for a little while so I could get caught up on the books that I have. Because every time I watch one of her vlogs, I get suckered into another book. She just has such good taste. And there's been so many times where she will recommend a book, and 9 out of 10 times I love the books that she picks. So it's just like, all right, Chelsea, if you say so. But the book that she recommended is The Flat Share, and it's by Beth O'Leary. I'm so excited about this book. She said that basically it's about, I'm trying to remember the summary she gave. It's about a girl that I think ends a relationship and she has to find a new flatmate. So she ends up being a flat share with another guy that works like night shift, and they don't see each other, but they correspond through like little messages, like little written messages to each other. So starts off as something as simple as please take the garbage out to something more complex and more detailed, and over time relationship is started or initiated. So I'm really excited about this one. She said that she like flew through it because it was so good. So all right, next book I have up is actually a recommendation from the Joseph Beth people. So you guys remember me talking about Joseph Beth books. They are one of our local bookstores here in Cincinnati. I absolutely love them. They're just a great bookstore. I went there to pick up Red, White, and Royal Blue, and the lady that was working inside that particular part of the store that day saw me and said, "Hey, you need to read this." And it's called Waiting for Tom Hanks. It's by Kerry Winfrey. This book apparently has been flying off their shelves. They say it's such a good book, and the author Kerry is going to be there. Oh, I want to say they said July 26th or 27th. So if you're in Cincinnati, definitely swing by. I'll probably be there as well. But it follows the story of this girl by the name of Annie, and she's obsessed with, like many of us girls, obsessed with the movie Sleepless in Seattle. And she ends up basically, I guess she ends up like getting a job on a set that is for an upcoming movie. And she thinks she meets her Tom Hanks, but it turns out this guy is just an arrogant jerk. So it's like one of those hate to love relationship things, which I've always been kind of a sucker for. I'm really excited about reading this. Like I said, the lady at the bookstore, I've worked with her a couple of times. She's picked up a few books that I've really enjoyed, and she says this is really good. So I'm going to give it a shot and see if she's right again this time around. Next book I picked up is a book that I think has been out for a while. It's a #1 international bestseller. It's called Confessions by Kane Mintano or Minato. It's a Japanese author, and basically the story is like a thriller, and I think it was also shortlisted for a possible foreign film. I'm not too sure. But it is about a woman who is a teacher, and she lost her 4-year-old daughter in a very tragic circumstance. And she finds out when she's getting ready to resign because of the grief of losing her child, she finds out that her class, some of her class students, I guess, were involved in the death of her child. So it's one of those thrillers that essentially she gets confessions through telling her story. Confessions start to arise in the classroom. It sounds really interesting. I picked this up. I believe I heard somebody, it might have been Mel Tudeni, talking about this book. And yeah, just sounded like it would be right up my alley. So that's Confessions. And the last book I picked up, actually, I have a second book. Let me grab that. I just remembered I got another book the other day, so I might as well throw that in the pile. Let's see, so the next book I have, I'll change it into 6 to 7, bear with me, is I Love You So Moshi, and it's Sarah Kuhn that wrote this book. This book actually came out in May. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it follows the story of a girl named Kimmy who has her own fashion blog and gets the opportunity to live in Japan with her father, I believe. And she experiences culture shock, and she also experiences love in a foreign country. So I'm really looking forward to this. My mother's side of the family is Japanese, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to meet my maternal grandmother because she died at such a young age. I wasn't born when she passed away. She died when she was like 40 years old, and I think it was 1967, if I remember right. But I've always had a curiosity for that culture, so I've always kind of gravitated towards books like this. And I'm looking forward to reading this and kind of learning something different about my culture, hopefully. Last book is actually a recommendation from my friend James. He knows me far too well. He knows that I like dark satires, and he saw this come up Oh, I think he found out like on Facebook, and he's like, you need to check this out. It might be interesting. And it's called Bunny, and it's by Mona Awad. So that's the cover. It's so cute. It's got a little bunny on it. I'm game for it already. But anyhow, this book is about a girl who is studying in an MFA writers program at a prestigious college, and she kind of meets the mean girls of this program, and in the process, they invite her into their very dark underworld sort of writing group, and I guess strange things are afoot. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. If you know that quote, you're awesome and you win some sort of brownie points. But anyways, I picked this up because he recommended it, and it sounded like it would be kind of something that would be right up my alley. So yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about it. I don't know if it's going to be a wonderful book, but it's definitely worth a shot. So yeah, those are all the books I picked up for the month of June. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books or if you have interest in any of these books. Definitely, I wouldn't mind doing a buddy read with anybody. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully, this is my last video of the night. I'm tired. I'm going to go shower for the third time today. I'm just letting you know these minor inconveniences. All right, guys, try to stay cool if you're in the hot area of the world, and I'll talk to you soon.